Hey, everybody. Welcome to Everything Philly Podcast, an informative and entertainment platform hitting hard topics. My name is Sharice.
Little Rob, and the Johnson crew.
So yeah.
Back for part two to a different topic. We got
Brianna.
Maurice. Carrie. Naeem.
today's topic, second part, is going to be the younger generation. We talk about, me and Sharice have gave our opinion on what's going on in the world today with the older generations and the younger generations. And that's just our point of view. So today we want to hear the point of view, what the younger generation feel needs to happen in our communities and our environments, what could be done to make the neighborhoods better or even make our culture better. Like, to me, I feel like we're going downhill fast with no direction. And I would like to know y'all opinion. What's going on
You wanna know what's
in the world?
missing?
Yeah, I want to know what's missing.
Don't nobody care no more. I know when we was growing up, it might sound like it's like emotional, bro, but me and Rob, we looked forward to like the baseball games and the cookouts and the just genuine fun. I feel like once Philly went crazy with the guns and all that, now it's like not safe for the kids to go outside no more. They all on social media. Social media wrecked everything. So now it's like, so all people know.
Coming from the one that mainly be on social media out of all of us.
Just not do that.
I feel like when you say don't nobody care no more, I feel like our own city don't even care
Not
because
just the city.
I seen a news article the other day and they were getting on this guy for selling guns to kids. But we don't have no laws or anything that, prevents stuff like this happening. The guy went and bought 20 handguns. What regular person goes in a store and buys 20 handguns? So then he bought 20 more, and next thing you know, now he's getting in trouble for selling them to our children. But it's like the red flag was there when in the beginning.
So you saying that the store owners should have stopped it before it even got to that point?
I feel like you shouldn't even be allowed to do that. Who needs? Where's the laws that prevents the regulations?
Good point.
How are these children getting? I mean children. I mean 13, 14, 15.
Great point.
It's funny you said guns because when I was growing up, it wasn't. I mean, we had toy guns and all that, but it was more so about like, not that I didn't jump rope tag, kickball, curveball. You say curveball to one of these kids, now they could probably look at you like, what? Not throwing no ball across the street. Like, give me my phone.
So-
Technology changed everything.
Technology, but wasn't that meant to improve? I mean, can't you actually use social media to enhance your business to come up on ways to make money?
Let me give you a prime example. Sharice is a teacher, right? You bring 20 kids in this room right now, and none of them are going to talk. They're all going to be isolated into their own world, into their phones.
So you saying people don't know how to communicate no
No,
more?
communication is gone.
I feel like everything that we're seeing is true, and then the big whammy is the pandemic. So I think that like the pandemic gave Philly a false sense of, I don't want to say hope or like, value, but like that's another part of people don't care anymore. It used to be a time where if you wanted something violent done to someone, people was talking big numbers. I can offer somebody $50 and somebody will jump on it because after getting free money and pandemic and everybody feeling like they're this entrepreneur, now people aren't touching that same money and they'll do whatever it takes to get. And violence is one of the big things in Philly. So it's like either violence, guns, theft, crime in general. And I think that pandemic, the aftermath of the pandemic expanded that as well.
So you think the pandemic caused all the violence?
I feel like once it was over, people aren't getting the same hype or high on life as they were when they was getting free money and being able to do what they wanted to do. So now people are taking risks where it's like, you don't have to do that, but they're trying to still fit into the same lifestyle that they had.
So could the pandemic have funded the crime scene? Because it don't seem like it was as easy to get guns as it is after the pandemic. So was it part of the process where they brought all these guns in because they gave all these people money and they knew the first thing they was going to do was go buy guns and commit crime? So you think it was all part of the game?
Yeah, I'll never tell you that is bigger than us.
It's bigger than Nemo.
Is
Nino.
way bigger than us. And I am one of those that is very, yes, they trying to get us black people out of here. So it's just a system. And when the pandemic was going on, people were saying this, like, this money is going to get to people's heads and it's not going to be the same. And it happened.
I was just telling Nah earlier, I feel like the world going through like a depression stage right now. I be talking to a lot of people. I don't be seeing like happiness from people for real. Like everybody trying to be in the crib. Everybody just trying to make some money and stuff like that.
I also feel like it's a mindset. We sit here and we talk about all of these things. We talk like we're very aware and we understand, but yet we still are doing the same, following those same tracks. We know that it's bigger than us. It's way above our heads. And until laws and things like that change, then I don't think there's going to be much change. But I also feel like if you know better, then you would do better. And we have a lot of people out here who know better, but it's the choices they're choosing not to do better. I think they're choosing either the easy way or the lazy way. I think the pandemic has made us very lazy. The pandemic has made us feel entitled. And once you start feeling entitled and you feel lazy, then you don't have that drive anymore. So I think a lot of what's going on out here is our mindset. And I think we're settling because we're being allowed to settle. I think the system has been designed to hold us down and we're falling into that trap. We are very intelligent. We are very aware. But until we start exercising those intelligences and understanding our self-worth and not fall into the traps of the higher ups that's trying to take us down, then we're never going to get anywhere.
And I completely agree with you. And like, don't get me wrong, it's not a good statement, but it's like you get in where you fit in. So like back then, or 10, 15, 20 years ago, you want to be a rapper or you want to be an athlete, for our young men. But it's like now it's glorified for being a murderer, for having bodies under your belt. So it's like, what's the problem? And it's at an all-time high now because like the rap changed. The rap in Philly definitely changed. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's every song has a diss in it. And it's not no regular like, oh yeah, his shoes, this. It's yeah, I caught your man lacking this. So if that's the hype and that's what we teaching our kids at a young age, that's already what they want to do. And oh, I can't be a rapper if I don't have beats. Like that's the nowadays rappers are promoting. Like, and then if you even go on social media and you looking at these rappers' pages under the comments, I'm moving along. I'm sorry. You're looking under the comments and they glorifying more the violence rather than the rap song. So when you making the rap song, you feel like I'm not gonna get no hits if it's not about the violence, and I can't rap about the violence if I don't have it under my belt. So it's like a cycle that we're teaching our children.
But can I ask you a question?
Wait, one more thing. But in the light of like you said, these are all excuses. We can do better, and the pandemic made us lazy. The pandemic also did make a lot of us young, people aware. It's a mass of young millionaires, like under 30, under 25. And it's also, when you go back to saying like, I feel like a lot of people are in a depression state. You either, catch up or you get left. So the ones that, made it work for themselves, of course, they're doing good right now. There's a couple people in the city of Philadelphia that's doing good right now. But the ones that's trying to follow the trends and trying to get to the money and stuff like that, they're the ones that's feeling depressed because it's like, okay, you have to make your own way. You can't follow after everybody else. And right now, Philly is given much of a everybody following the trends or following who has clout or following what's working, and it doesn't work for everybody. So when it doesn't work for you, you end up feeling.
So that's your opinion on what's going on too?
Me?
Yeah, a state of depression.
I was about to ask Bree, the pandemic. I think that when the pandemic was going on and they was giving out lump sums and free money, I feel like there was that killed the violence. It wasn't no violence. Everybody was happy. When you went everywhere was smiley. Everybody, you go somewhere, you get this, you get that. Money was everywhere, bro. I feel like once people had, like she said, I think she said this already. Once that was experience and people that never had nothing came to like a status of feeling like they was like up or whatever it can be. Once that get taken away and you like, it's all regret. Like, damn, I could have did this with that money. I could have. Now I see that he got it. Now I'm gonna go take it. It's back to hunger again.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was saying, if it was more so people cared out here, like what Saw, I'm gonna give her flowers. What Saw did to the community and gave all them kids that, and gave all the kids that wasn't homeless or needy, that was just regular kids, they feel in the in crowd now. They don't have to go out there and rob and steal and stuff like that.
So when someone continue to give, do that become part of the norm? So you don't think that you have to get out there and work no more. So everything is you entitled to everything because someone's is doing greater than you should give back to you.
It's not even about giving. Like nothing. Like all right. So how I was raised, nothing should be free. But I feel like even with like the jump, like it's like a jump start of a business. I feel like there's so many small businesses that happened throughout the pandemic because people had nothing else to do but to make their own income. I feel like that actually uplifted a lot of people. Like you said, there's a lot of people people that did the right thing with the money. Not everybody messed up with their money. But I feel like it's
like you said, the hunger. Yeah, like
now. If you messed up, you messed up. You F up, you F up. That's the same thing.
Okay, so that's exactly what I'm saying. So the pandemic was really free money. So everybody came across free money. A lot of people that had that free money didn't know what to do with that free money. They went and blew it and messed up. Now it's gone. That, okay, do they feel entitled? Do they feel like now somebody should give them money? The people that came up off the money that they're looking at, they got the same amount of money they did, but they just saying blow it on cars,
I don't feel like
guns,
it's
and
entitled.
weed.
I feel like it's an experience that you went through and that you're trying to experience again. You had a taste of it. Now you know what it feels like.
And so entitled wouldn't be the right word. Like I said, it's like a high that they had. Like it was a high for people. So that's why people are trying to still chase it, like by doing anything that any means necessary to get that same money. Like people before pandemic, $100 was a lot. Now, $100 is nothing. $100 is what I spend in one day. So like the same people that was looking at or the same low income people that was looking at $100 like it was a lot are looking at 1,000, 10,000s like as a lot. So now it's like you're doing whatever you can to still chase like what you had in your pocket before when you never had that before the pandemic.
But a lot of the violence don't have nothing to do with money.
But I think it does.
Yes, it does.
It really doesn't.
Like
violence
you said
always
before,
stems from money.
Like you said before, being in a low income household, not really having ways to make it, and the laziness, the quickest way to get money is through crime, and a lot of times it's violent.
A person that's financially stable is not going out committing violent crimes unless you're just a complete psycho.
That don't have anything to do with a person that's financially stable. We talking about the ones that's not stable. They out here committing crime just because. They're not committing
They committing crimes for the money.
Money has nothing to do with violence.
No, I'm saying, do you really believe that all the violence that's going on in the city is because of money?
Yes.
I don't think so.
It starts somewhere. It starts somewhere, and most of the time is the
no. It doesn't.
Respect.
Respect and money is two different things.
But I could bet you out of every situation that has something to do with respect, and you doing this out of respect, and you did this. Money's gonna come in there somewhere.
I know, because somebody could lose a loved one to the streets, and they could.
But like how did they lose the loved one?
Over
what?
A disagreement,
which had something to do with
a disagreement.
People's getting killed just if you go down the street and you turn in front of somebody, they want to kill you.
Okay, but that goes back to what you said in the depressed state, like how a lot of people are depressed. A lot of people are depressed right now, not because they're depressed, because their pockets are not there. Like,
What do that have to do with it? Like, you just because your pockets is there, you commit a crime. You're not committing that crime for money. You got people that's downtown that's stabbing people or whatever the case may be, just stab. They're not even robbing them.
For what is it, Maslow's hierarchy? You have basic needs. One of your basic needs, okay, food, water, companionship. Being financial, like being there financially is one. So a lot, like I said, a lot of people are depressed or going through stuff mentally right now because they don't have it financially, or they're backed up in bills or debt, stuff like that. So they're taking their anger out more than they would if they had $1 million in their pocket.
You're not understanding the question.
I'm not saying it's coming directly from the money. I'm saying it still has something to do with money.
You're saying because they broke, they're committing crime.
Yes.
Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about they're out here committing a crime because there's money involved in it.
But that too.
So you think that's what's going on? That's what I'm asking.
For
You think
example,
majority is
stealing
the crime in the city.
strikers situations, the stealing cars and stuff. You think they just stealing the cars, they're riding them, or they selling them?
A lot of people stealing.
A lot of them are
just to
still in
ride
car.
it.
Yes. I also think that social media has turned this whole views and likes into a whole nother level. People are doing things just for views, just for likes, for clout, just to give them a status.
But guess what comes with the views and the likes? Money.
I don't think so.
Cut it out, Brianna.
I don't think so. I think social media has just become a platform where that's where you can glorify things. I don't think people are out here, like you said, just committing crimes just because their pockets are low. People are out here committing crimes for clout. They want to be somebody.
Would you put that at the top of the list though? The money is the main.
No, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. Maury, Kieran, you're part of the car club, correct? A lot of the guys that go out here and steal these SRTs they're doing it for the ride.
No, they are not.
Honestly, Brianna, though, I would say it's for attention too, because a lot of times, what do people want money for? They want money for attention. A lot of times, they don't care what money actually means. They care what money can get them, because it can get them a lot of attention. It can get them fame, fortune. Everybody look at them like, oh my God, he the man. It's respect.
And that's why I think that
So
a
they
lot of
feel
it
like
is tied together.
the
I'm not
money
neglecting that it's
is
for
connected to
clout or for social media, but it just doesn't. Yeah, some people like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get 100,000 views by doing this.
How do the mic keep ending up in Brianna's hand?
Because he just said something my name.
I'm telling you that
a lot of people
I don't
when
think it's money either.
they like, and you're not my age. You don't
Well,
be
for
in
example,
strikers.
on social media, when the thing with them stealing cars, the Kia, everybody was stealing Kias. They weren't stealing those cars to sell them. They were stealing those cars just to joyride, just to be hanging around in the city. Nobody was selling those cars because no one was selling them.
I ain't going to speak on illegally. I ain't going to speak on illegal activity because I don't know nothing.
I'm telling you just because I know what I see on social media, and because I am a teacher and I hear what the kids talk about on a consistent basis. I see what they are looking at, and they get a kick out of that, to see the one person filming themselves stealing these cars. And they're not, like I said, they're not stealing them to sell them. They're stealing them to joyride, just to get that clout, to say that they can. It's part of that status. I've seen that myself. I've heard it from kids myself, being in the education system.
And that is true. I'm not neglecting that. But that's not the only reason why they steal them cars.
No, we're not saying that's the only reason,
Okay.
but we're saying it's not just money.
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying one of the main reasons is money.
What's another one? What do you think another reason is?
Like y'all said, clout is crazy right now. Cause to being somebody means a lot to people
Yes,
nowadays.
and having all those views, having all those likes, like that makes you somebody. You want to be verified. You want to be legit. You want to be legitimate. So you do whatever it takes to become that person.
But what I'm saying to you is, once you get that, what's next? That's when the money is involved.
Not
Like-
true. Anyway, let's go to the topic of the conversation is your opinion. What can be done as a young
I'm gonna
adult
move. I'm gonna just move.
so nothing can be done in the city?
But even moving, you may be moving from one situation, but there's a situation wherever you go. So is moving going to make the change? Is that going to be the difference? You move to Philly and you go where? It could be something there. It's something everywhere you go. So what can be done to make a difference?
I say everybody push peace. I feel like nowadays I don't even feel like people be moving around like on a mission. I be feeling like people be moving around like to protect themselves. Like when people move around the city, they don't be worrying about going to commit a crime. They be worrying about protecting themselves from a crime. With most of the people I be coming across, like I be feeling like if everybody be just on like a pushing peace type of time, then I don't know.
That's a good point because I feel like a lot of crime does come from fear, and feeling like you have to protect yourself.
I'm gonna stand by what I said. I think crime come from the lack of finances, struggle, basic needs, and I'm gonna add this onto it. Music. Music is a big push on what these kids listen to. So if y'all listen to hit 'em up music all day long, then yeah, put your ski mask on and go and just shoot at your house for no reason.
Agreed.
So I'm asking you the same question. What can be done to make the communities better?
These people that have influence, these influencers that people listen to need to change the narrative on what they're putting out. You know that people are listening to your music and people are, monkey see, monkey do world. They want to be like you. If you put, I'm gonna spin the block and hit every op, I'm gonna shoot their grandma, then yeah, grandma's gonna get shot.
But
Just
some
off that one second.
but what if some artists you just speaking on reality on what they living through? Like what if the music that they putting out is the reality that they see?
It won't no longer be their reality if they start rapping about
That's
it.
all I was about to say. It would have to be peace. Would have to be trending. Like peace would have to be trending for
You
these.
say it won't be their reality if they start rapping, but I'm saying like some people when they tell a story on the music, it's like from something that already done happened. Like that's some
But
people.
wait, hold on. But
Music,
what you're
music
saying?
is some people therapy.
A lot of people
so-
are making this their reality because that's what's trending. Like there's a lot of people that didn't have that wasn't doing these illegal crimes before the raps was dissing them. They had to prove a point and then be violent just because of what's going on in the music.
I don't think that people understand really what influence is. When I say influence, let's take crime out. I have daughters, right? I want my daughters listening to Sexy Red, her booty hole, purple, her all that crazy up is like what?
Mike.
I am talking. Yeah, like it depends on what you listen to. Is I think how you are influenced, and that's just bottom line. Lack of money and influence go together. Boom, hit a mindset in these kids' heads. The ones that's or even not even kids. You could take a grown adult. If you're easily persuaded by what you're hearing, then yeah, roll with it.
But that's not going to stop the violence. Like music and financial, that's not going to stop.
If everybody in the industry right now, everybody, I'm talking about every rap artist, every singer, and they all push, yeah, I'm gonna push my brother up, uplifting, guess what? That's gonna be the only music that's out. And guess what? The whole vibe and the whole world is gonna be positivity. But because they're already putting out a negative connotation of everything, then that's what these kids are looking at. That's all they got. That's all you see. I'm talking about movies, rap artists, singers, all of them.
Naeem, what's your thoughts?
I understand what y'all saying, but at the end of the day, too, I feel like it goes back to what y'all talking about with confidence and self-esteem. If you got high enough self-esteem and confidence, the music shouldn't matter at all to you. You should be able to do whatever you're doing and still listen to the music. And me personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do listen to some of that music, but I listen to it sometimes to get out aggression for a different reason. So I might do something. If I'm playing basketball, I might listen to that type of music because it made me play harder. It's a feeling more, so it's a vibe. I feel like a lot of people listen to certain music because it gives them a certain feeling, so give them a certain emotion. So a lot of times, if you're listening to that shoot 'em up music, whatever, while you're playing basketball, it makes you more aggressive. So you're gonna play more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't always like throw it on music or this, that, there, whatever, because it also has to do with your self-esteem. A lot of people nowadays, going back to it, don't have high self-esteem at all. So it's going to influence what they're doing because their self-esteem is not there. So whatever they see, it's like same thing growing up. You watch your parents do everything. You don't know no right or wrong. So many people don't even have an influence in their life like that. They don't have a father figure, mother figure, whatever. So they go to music. So they hear it. They don't have high enough self esteem. They just gonna follow it.
I
I
agree
really
with
feel
that.
like it depends on the person as well.
I agree with that. Some people understand that music is just for entertainment because they have confidence to go out there and do the things they want to do. But some people, like they said, music is an influencer. They live by it, they die by it, and that's the way of life. They believe everything they hear is facts.
So did we steer off like the original question on what can happen to push more peace in the city? Because I don't feel like music is the number one thing to prevent violence going around in the city.
I
feel
definitely
like-
don't
Can we
agree.
trend peace?
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with what you're saying. I mean, about the music. Is it? No, I definitely don't. But his point was, if we learn to build each other up with more self confidence, that music wouldn't influence us. The music could still be out there, but because you know better, you know your self worth, that you wouldn't give up your life just because a song told you to go shoot somebody. You know, you worth more than that.
So do you feel like another way is doing stuff like social events and stuff like that to get more communication out there so people will understand other people's way of life?
So I feel like that's a like faster way to get everybody together, especially like big events that promote peace. But when you were talking about it before, a lot of people are scared. You can't really go to a football game or a basketball game or, you know, without second guessing like, okay, something might happen here. But back to where you're saying like the music is, I'm not saying it's the main influential thing, but when it, like you said, you need aggressive music for some reasons, like to make you go harder, or like say in the gym, you don't want to listen to no R&B. But there's a difference between the music that the young generation is making now. Like there's songs out here that are so graphic where you can imagine exactly how somebody was killed. And those type of songs are what these gangs are putting out. Because there's a lot of gangs in Philly with the dumbest names. Those type of songs are what these gangs are putting out, which are causing more violence. If you hear somebody rapping about how they stood over top of your brother, you think that that whole gang not about to retaliate? Like that, the music does have a big influence of the violence, but trying to ask these rappers to change their lyrics, it'll never happen. So the
But that
big
goes
community
back to
events,
what you were saying with money was, because they're only rapping about some of that stuff because of money. So that's what I'm saying in terms of the confidence thing, because you will understand that a lot of these people are lying about half of the stuff they're even talking about.
But
not saying all of them.
not everybody knows
but-
they're lying, and that's the
So why?
part.
How do you know any of this stuff
Can I
is
say
true?
something
That's
real
like
quick, Joe?
social media in general. How you know a lot of stuff is even real?
You're smart enough to say that, but our 13, 14, 15-year-olds that are just, like you said, they don't have no influence, and they hearing this stuff, they don't know if it's true or
So
false.
that's why I said social events, so that way we could get more influential people out there, so that way we
Not
can
to change
actually
the
start
subject, but I
communicating.
really feel like the age of a child is going lower. I feel like children. I feel like it's always been like that. From your generation, y'all generation, from even before. I feel like grown used to be probably 22 back in the day. Then they became 18. Now people are considering themselves grown. I consider myself grown at 16. I was out doing my own thing. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. Now it's probably like younger. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it just keep going lower and lower and lower to these kids. They know too much. It's like it's them being basically educated on certain things that they shouldn't know. That's why it's like getting worse and worse and worse and younger and younger and younger.
Some of the times though, like it's also a thing of like nature nurture. Like some of these kids, they have to. Like it's sad to say, but some of these kids don't have a choice. Like we live in Philly. Like a lot of these kids in North Philly and stuff like that, they don't have a choice. They don't have a mother or father.
I don't
They don't have somebody to put food in their bag. A lot of these parents don't even care.
It's being grown.
They have
period.
kids so young that they don't really care about what happens to them. So these kids have to fend for themselves.
How old was you when you first
Whatever they
moving here?
find.
I was an adult one time. Yeah. I
How
was an
old?
adult. An adult.
Like adult, like 20 something.
Over 21, yeah.
Oh yeah, my daughter has. Well, I'm not speaking about my kids, but it's kids out here getting all the way down their back at 10, 9.
Well, I'm gonna say for
You don't think
those
they have a
that starts at home. That starts at
talking about
home.
I agree. I agree that definitely.
That's where the foundation starts. It starts at home. But now that we understand what the problem is, and I think the common denominator that we all talked about was coming back together as a community and helping the community. You got 6 of us sitting up here. We understand what the issues are. We understand what the problems are, and we have great ideas on first steps. So with understanding that, I think it's our due diligence that we as a community start trying to do things to bring that unity back.
So, just because we're saying that the music is not the factor, or it's a small factor, if we do have a community event, right? And you guys are the host, or Everything Philly is the host, right? Do you think that or compared to these small rappers that's rapping about the bodies and the murders and the crime, what do you feel like would be a bigger turnout, and who would these kids listen to?
If you have something to offer them, if there's a give back. So for example, I think that my nonprofit, Philly I Am, was only as successful as it was because I had something to offer. I offered money, yes, to teach financial literacy. And then I offered a life skill that they could take with them, which was entrepreneurship. So I think if we have something tangible to offer the kids, we have to find, and that's where we have to tune into them, understand what their passions are, their desires, their dreams, their likes, and feed off of that. Start listening to the younger generation to figure out what is it that they really need? What is it that they desire? And I think once we start tapping into them, then we can start making some changes, and we can start getting into their heads in a positive way. But they're listening like to the music because there are no other outlets. That's all they have. So if we offer other outlets, offer programs, offer them something, then I think that's a great start.
And
With
on that
being
note,
said,
we out. Subscribe.
please feel
back.
free to like, share, subscribe, and comment.